Vishnupat Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Sudarasata Shishimar His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupat Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Asutarasata Shishimar His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anand Kuri Vaishnavani Ki Jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Koshi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Madhura Dham Ki Jai. Navadi Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Gangamai Ki Jai. Yamunamai Ki Jai. Trustevi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Hari 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 Bol. All glories to the Assembly devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the Assembly devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the Assembly devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru Engoranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namaste Paraya Krishna Stay Wurtri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Namaste Saraswati Devi Guruvani Manacharina Nirvishesha Shunavali Paschati Rishtadina. Hare Krishna, dear friends. Please write Hare Krishna into the comment section. Markun say Hare Krishna. Agori, Ganesha, Bronwyn, Manish, Morgan, Michelle, Shamdai, Alexandra, Preeti, Davi Shakti, Srinivas Prabhu, Gabriela, anybody else? Neil Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Neil. KT. Okay, ready, steady, go. Reading from the 3rd canto, 14th chapter, text 27. Prabhus, do you have a Bhagavatam for Ellie?
Bhagavatam?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give some, just drop some quick on the phone and give. Or laptop.
Sorry, Prabhu, what is the verse on this?
3rd canto, 14th chapter, text 27. 3:14:27. Ashurajput, Hare Krishna. Please tag your friends, share in groups, expand the bliss. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yasya Navadya Charitam Manishino. Yeah. Karnanti avidya patalam bibit sabaha. Nirasta samyatishayopi yat svayam. Pishachacharyam acharat gati satam. Yasya, whose? Anavadya, unimpeachable. Acharitam,
Acharitam,
character.
character.
Manishinaha,
Manishiya,
great sages.
great sages.
Grananti,
Grananti,
follow.
follow.
Avidya,
Avidya,
nuisance.
nuisance.
Patalam,
Patala,
mass.
mass.
Bibitsavaha,
Vibhisatva,
desiring to dismantle.
desiring to dismantle.
Nirasta,
Nirasta,
nullified.
nullified.
Samya,
Samya,
equality. Atishayaha,
Atishiya,
greatness.
greatness.
Api,
Happy,
in spite of.
in spite of.
Yat,
Yet,
as.
as.
Swayam,
Swayam,
personally.
personally.
Pishacha,
Pisacha,
devil.
devil.
Charyam,
Charya,
activities.
activities.
Acharat,
Achara,
performed.
performed.
Gatihi,
Ati,
destination.
destination.
Satam,
Satam,
of the devotees of the Lord.
of the devotees of the Lord.
Translation: although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nuisance, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all the devotees of the Lord. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Shiva's uncivilized, devilish characteristics are never abominable because he teaches the sincere devotees of the Lord how to practice detachment from material enjoyment. He is called Mahadeva, or the greatest of all demigods. And no one is equal to or greater than him in the material world. He is almost equal with Lord Vishnu. Although he always associates with Maya, Durga, he is above the reactionary stage of the three modes of material nature. And although he is in charge of devilish characters in the mode of ignorance, he is not affected by such association. Next. Hasanti yasya charitam hi durbagaha
Santi, yes, Shukadam, he, Devaya.
svatman ratasya vinu dushaha samihitam
Savahya, Rasa, Yisuvaya, Samiti, Sahan.
yairvastra malya bharannanul lepanai
Yavasra, Maria, Nara, Anola, Anaya,
shvabhojanam svatmata
Papanam,
yopalalitam
Papunjanam, Papunjai, Heitam,
asanti,
Asanti,
laugh at,
Laha,
yasya,
Yasi,
whose, acharitam,
Charitam,
activity,
Activity,
he,
He,
certainly,
Saturn,
durbagaha,
Vagaha,
the unfortunate,
Unfortunate,
svatman,
Svatman,
in the self,
and the self,
ratasya,
Ratasi,
of one engaged,
one engaged,
avidushaha,
Avidushaha,
not knowing,
Nanai,
samihitam,
Saminitam,
his purpose,
purpose,
yai,
Yai,
by whom,
Bahu,
vastra,
Vastra,
clothing,
Favor,
malya,
Maya,
garlands,
Garlands,
abarana,
Avarana,
ornaments,
Ornaments,
anu,
Anu,
such luxurious,
such luxurious,
lepanai,
Lepanai,
with ointments,
with ornaments,
shvabhojanam,
Svapujanam,
eatable by the dogs,
eatable by the dog,
svatmataya,
Svadamataya,
as if the self,
as if the self,
upalalitam,
Apuralita,
fondled.
Fondled.
Translation: unfortunate foolish persons, not knowing that he is engaged in his own self, laugh at him. Such foolish persons engage in maintaining the body, which is eatable by dogs, with dresses, ornaments, garlands, and ointments. Purport by His Divine Grace. Lord Shiva never accepts any luxurious dress, garland, ornament, or ointment. But those who are addicted to the decoration of the body, which is finally eatable by dogs, very luxuriously maintain it as the self. Such persons do not understand Lord Shiva, but they approach him for luxurious material comforts. There are two kinds of devotees of Lord Shiva. One class is the gross materialists seeking only bodily comforts from Lord Shiva, and the other class desires to become one with him. They are mostly impersonalists and prefer to chant Shiva Ham, I am Shiva, or after liberation I shall become one with Lord Shiva. In other words, the karmis and jnanis are generally devotees of Lord Shiva, but they do not properly understand his real purpose in life. Sometimes so-called devotees of Lord Shiva imitate him in using poisonous intoxicants. Lord Shiva once swallowed an ocean of poison and thus his throat became blue. The imitation Shivas try to follow him by indulging in poisons, and thus they are ruined. The real purpose of Lord Shiva is to serve the soul of the soul, Lord Krishna. He desires that all luxurious articles such as nice garments, garlands, ornaments and cosmetics be given to Lord Krishna only because Krishna is the real enjoyer. He refuses to accept such luxurious items himself because they are only meant for Krishna. However, since they do not know this purpose of Lord Shiva, foolish persons either laugh at him or profitlessly try to imitate him. Om Agyandarinandasya Jnanajana Shalakayam Chakshunanmenitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto His lotus feet. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So, we're discussing more about Lord Shiva. Diti was trying to induce Kashyapa for sex life. And Kashyapa Muni, he argued that if they unite at such an inauspicious time, Lord Shiva will be passing by and he will send some of his ghost associates to take shelter of Diti's womb. And that is exactly what happened. Great demon, actually two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, that were born. So here is more elaboration on the character of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is actually Shambhu Tattva. He is between the two Tattvas, Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. So his position is special. That is why we call him sometimes Mahadeva. Means a great demigod. So Shambhu Tattva means that he never becomes conditioned by the three modes of material nature. That is not possible for Lord Shiva. The other demigods, because they're jivas, jiva means minute, soul, they always have this tendency to fall down. They don't have to fall down, but there is a tendency, or there's an option like that, to fall down. So Lord Shiva cannot fall down. This is very important to understand. That is the distinction between Shiva and all the other demigods. So the only time when Lord Shiva fell down was when Krishna showed the very, very enchanting form of Mohini Murti. Krishna exhibited himself in the form of a beautiful lady, Mohini. So, first of all, Lord Shiva, he wanted to see this form. But Lord Vishnu, he said, no, I cannot show you because you become bewildered. But Lord Shiva, he insisted. So when this beautiful form of Mohini was exhibited to him, he became mad after him. After her, sorry. Lord Shiva became mad after Mohini Murti and he started chasing her. And he even gave up his own wife Parvati. So Srila Prabhupada explains that this was not due to Mahamaya that he became bewildered, Lord Shiva. This was due to Yoga Maya. Only Krishna can bewilder Lord Shiva. Nobody else. This was not that he became bewildered by the material nature. He became bewildered by the spiritual nature directly controlled by Krishna. That is possible. Even Krishna himself becomes bewildered by the workings of Yoga Maya. In order to enjoy the Vatsalya Ras with his parents, Krishna momentarily forgets that he is God and he thinks he's a small child. So this Yoga Maya is very powerful. But other than that, Lord Shiva cannot be induced. Lord Shiva is mentioned as the perfect example of a dhira. Dhira means a sober person. One who is not bewildered by the modes of material nature. One who is not bewildered by the changes of the body. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dehinosmin yatadi komaram yuvanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuhyati. Namuhyati. Moha means illusion. Namohyati. No illusion. Does not become illusioned. So, what's the difference between Krishna, Vishnu and Shiva? There is a difference. Every day we recite these 10 offenses against the chanting. So number 2 is to equalize the name of demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma with the name of Krishna. If you equalize this, you become immediately atheist. So we should be very careful. Gauranga, Gauranga. We should not speculate, because then we make offense to the holy name. In the Padma Purana, these offenses are mentioned. One should not equalize. Even such powerful demigods as Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, you cannot equalize. Otherwise you become an astic, atheist. Why? Well, because if everyone is God, then there is no meaning to God. God means the Supreme. Suppose everyone in the UK becomes a Prime Minister. Even a small child. Everyone is a Prime Minister. Then what is the use of a Prime Minister? The Prime Minister, he must rule over. But if everybody is the Prime Minister, there is no one to rule over. So the definition of the word Prime Minister ceases to have any meaning. Similarly, there is no meaning to God unless He has subordinates. So Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, they're the subordinates of Krishna, of Lord Vishnu. Not the other way around. In the Brahma Samhita, the relationship between Shiva and Vishnu has been very nicely explained by using the analogy of yogurt and milk. Yogurt is nothing but milk. But you cannot use yogurt where you would use milk. It's not the same. It is the same, at the same time it is not the same. So in the same way, Lord Shiva is not different from Krishna, but at the same time he is different. There are distinctions, and we must observe these distinctions. We must have a very precise understanding of spiritual subject matters. We cannot just speculate any damn nonsense. If the Guru says it is like this, we must accept it. You cannot go and speculate and make up things. You must follow what the Guru says. Otherwise, these topics, so complicated, so transcendental. Lord Shiva destroys the material universe at the end of creation. He's so powerful, so you cannot speculate on his nature, definition, like that. So, Lord Shiva, he creates the different species on behalf of Krishna. Because Krishna, he never touches the material nature. So, when Vishnu or Krishna impregnates the living entities into the Mahatattva at the beginning of the next creation, this impregnation is done through Lord Shiva or Shambhu. That is why he has a very special position. But he's not equal to Krishna. Now, Lord Shiva, he appears, Prabhupada says, with devilish characteristics. And this is to show detachment. Lord Shiva teaches the sincere devotees of the Lord how to practice detachment from material enjoyment. And then later on in the text 28, it is mentioned that people who are attracted or addicted to nice dresses, ornaments, garlands, ointments, cell phones, they cannot understand the nature of Lord Shiva. They think that this is some low class. A great example of this is Daksha. Daksha, the father of Diti. And there was a family relation between Diti and Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was her brother-in-law. So Daksha was so proud. Daksha is the progenitor, one of the progenitors. Those who generate the living entities at the beginning of creation. So we're going to read this in the 4th canto. There was a big fight between the followers of Shiva and the followers of Daksha. Because Daksha insulted Lord Shiva very much. This is the problem with the materialists. They see everything superficially. Even our Krishna consciousness movement, you cannot understand superficially. Unless you read these books, it will appear dogmatic. It is not at all dogmatic, but it appears dogmatic. Because our study is very superficial. Superficially, if we study, then we get to a wrong conclusion. So Daksha was also trying to examine the nature of a pure Vaishnava with his material senses through speculation, superficially. This is a recipe for disaster. This is how people commit Vaishnava aparats, the offenses to Vaishnavas. This is very, very detrimental to spiritual progress if we offend devotees. So we should be very careful not to judge devotees externally. Someone might not be externally looking very nicely, but you never know what is on his mind. Maybe he is a pure devotee, thinking of Krishna 24 hours. If it is not your disciple, if it is not your student, it's none of your business how someone looks like. Only when that person surrenders, then you can instruct him. Yes, the Daksha ended up with a goat head because there was a big fight, and because he offended Lord Shiva, he was punished. His head was cut off. And then they put a goat head. Anyway. So don't offend devotees. Later on, Srila Prabhupada explains that there are two types of people who approach Lord Shiva. One is a karmi. You can see that. Lord Shiva is very popular. Everybody is worshipping Shiva, especially in India. Very much addicted. Why? Because Shiva is asutosha. Very easily pleased. If you want to please Krishna, not so easy. Krishna is not so easily purchased by you. You must impress him. You must give everything. Sarva dharma parityajya. Mamekam sharanam brajam. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. Krishna is urging us to abandon all activities and simply surrender unto him. And he's giving this promise. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions if you do that. But you must surrender. So with the other demigods, this is not required. Actually, you cannot surrender to a demigod because a demigod is part and parcel of Krishna. So long someone is a part and parcel, you cannot surrender. Surrender must be absolute surrender, not partial surrender. If you surrender to a partial personality, your surrender also is partial. You can only surrender to the complete authority, complete Godhead. So people, they approach, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, they approach these demigods because of less intelligence. The boons these demigods give are temporary, so they cannot satisfy the spirit soul that is eternal. So we don't do that. I have posted a quote on Facebook. Srila Prabhupada quotes Narottam Das Thakur, who says that the worship of demigods is forbidden for Vaishnavas because it diverts us from pure devotional service. That doesn't mean that we should disrespect, but also we don't give unnecessary respect. There's a culture of karmis who worship Lord Shiva to get material benefits. He is asutosha, easily pleased, so they pray to Lord Shiva and they get their material sense gratification. So it's very popular. So as Vaishnavas, we should not mix with that kind of mentality. The Vaishnavas, they understand that all the demigods, they're devotees of Krishna. And just like we worship our spiritual master, who is the sum total of all demigods, that is stated also in a Shastra, Guru is the sum total of all demigods. We should worship, or we should give respect to the demigods. But we're not so foolish that we're going to ask for material things or think that the demigods are on equal platform with Krishna, with God. So that's one group, karmis. And then another group, they want to become one with Krishna, with Lord Shiva. They imitate him. Lord Shiva, he has big dreadlocks and a tilak, 3-line, like this. So they also dress like that, with a trident, you see in India, these babas. Prabhupada says, the imitation Shivas try to follow him by indulging in poisons, and thus they are ruined. There is a famous shloka that says that just because Lord Shiva smokes ganja, it doesn't mean that you should smoke ganja. Yes, he smokes ganja, that's okay, that is his pastime. But he has also drunk the ocean of poison. So one should never imitate the behavior of Ishwaras. We should follow in their footsteps. What is the difference? The difference is that following in the footsteps means to follow the instruction of the Ishwaras. See, Lord Shiva, you cannot find in the Shastra that Lord Shiva would say, smoke ganja. Never. Nor did Krishna told anyone that now you have your own rasa dance. No, Lord Shiva says the greatest type of worship is to worship Vishnu. This is stated in the Padma Purana. Lord Shiva explains to Parvati, out of all types of worship, the worship of Vishnu is the greatest. And Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, abandon all varieties, simply surrender unto me. Give up all your motivations. There are 4 types of people who approach Krishna. Those who are in distress, those who want money, those who are curious, and those who want knowledge. So by the association of devotees, one slowly gives up these motivations. And he understands devotional service can fulfill all my desires automatically. I don't have to separately desire or ask Krishna for things. So these impersonalists, they're very fond of imitating Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva also appears as Shankaracharya. This is also Lord Shiva in a disguise. And he introduces this Mayavad philosophy. See, all the rascals, they're very much attracted to the impersonal philosophy of Shankaracharya. So we must be very careful not to mix and not to misunderstand the position of Lord Shiva. Always accept the bona fide source of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Don't speculate on things. Don't make up things on your own. And then there's going to be chaos. You will simply create a disturbance in a society. Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So Prabhupada said, Lord Shiva is a demigod. Okay, so any questions? Yes, also YouTube.
You have a question?
Write your questions. Write your questions now.
Katie, she asked a question early on.
I'm gonna find it. Well, I see here that she's wondering, so why is Lord Shiva considered demi-god?
Yeah, I've explained.
He has his own type of soul, something we don't have, but we can have the same as Lord Brahma.
Yes. We can't have the same soul as Lord Brahma. Soul is eternal. But we can have the same body as Lord Brahma.
Okay, there's another question from Katie.
Yes?
She's wondering, Lord Shiva also appeared on the flag to assure victory. Why did Krishna need this assurance?
Flag? Which flag? On Kurukshetra, there's Hanuman. Hanuman is an associate of Lord Ram. It signifies victory.
Unfortunately, there's no viewers on YouTube because it was set to private.
Oh.
The person who was setting it up did not check to put it on public.
Death penalty.
I'm gonna put it now. Makanchar Prabhu, Hare Krishna. He's saying, there was this person saying that Shiva is the Paramatma in the comments under your post. I don't know if you noticed. Maybe you could comment.
I noticed, yeah.
He's wondering, maybe you could comment on this.
His support was not so strong. Prabhupada, he says, Lord Shiva is a demigod. So you cannot just say, no, Lord Shiva is not a demigod. You're contradicting Prabhupada. At least you should explain it. Prabhupada says one thing and you say something else. So how can we even, you're immediately disqualified. Doesn't matter how many quotes you post, immediately you're disqualified. You're contradicting your spiritual master, you're finished. It's not a guesswork. This is a science. Krishna consciousness is a science. You must follow the authority.
Okay, but I have a question in this regard, if I may intercept.
Yeah.
You said just now at the end that Guru, Sadhu and Shastra have to follow.
Yeah.
But someone that might not accept Prabhupada, they have a different Guru. And they have their own Shastra, and they have their own saints. And their own...
No, Shastra, you cannot have your own Shastra. Shastra is one. My different Guru, but Shastra is one.
Okay, but so then they find from the Vedas some different Purana or some different Tantra or something.
Yeah.
And then they claim that Shiva is the supreme or that Krishna wants. Even they might be reading the same Bhagavad Gita, but then...
Well, then we have to study then. The specific quote, specific shloka. Study and establish. If you have the evidence, okay, we'll accept. But you can't just say, I think, in my opinion.
Well, they'll say, my guru says like that. My saint.
Oh, we also, that's why we should study the Shastra. If you say, Prabhupada said so, this and that is not enough.
Okay. Katie is wondering, is Hanuman not an incarnation of Lord Shiva?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Srinivas Prabhu says Hanuman is avatar of Vayu. Rebecca Mataji is wondering, question, where does Shiva live?
Shiva Loka.
Here on this planet or his own planet? Question mark.
His own planet. Shiva Loka. There are some nice descriptions in the 4th canto of the Shiva Loka. It's in the material world. We'll read about those.
I have one question.
Yeah?
Hare Krishna, thank you for a nice class. Yeah, I have a question because just now I'm reading the 4th canto just regarding Shiva.
Yes.
This is in the last 3 days, coincidentally. So I'm just wondering because is Shiva in one purport here? I'm just trying to find. Prabhupada says that because someone, he meditated on Shiva. I'm really trying to find, but Prabhupada explains that he didn't attain spiritual world because Shiva is a material form. So could you explain how Shiva is a material form? Because he's Shambhu Tattva. So Prabhupada says that he's actually material, or because Shiva is Shambhu Tattva, right? Something between spiritual and material, right?
Yes.
So, but Prabhupada says in this purport, I'm really trying to find out this person couldn't attain liberation because the last thing he saw was Shiva's form, but Shiva's form is material, Prabhupada explains.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it's associating with the mode of ignorance. From that point of view, it's material. Yeah.
So, how to understand?
I just explained, because associating with the mode of ignorance.
So he's covered, but also not covered.
Yeah.
But it's not like a lila. He's like a.
It's a lila, yes.
So Shambhu Tattva means that he is a eternally liberated soul.
Yes.
Who is eternal. His jiva is always Shiva. He never takes another body.
There's no jiva. Shiva is Shambhu Tattva.
Yeah, he's Shiva. That's it.
He's eternally, yeah.
Yeah, but he's covered when he comes in contact with the material. It's not hard to understand.
You would just have to accept. How you want to verify now whether Shiva is there or not. You cannot. All right, thank you so much. Krantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gora Premarandi. Namaste Paraya Krishna Vistaya Bhurtare Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Samaniti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharina Nirvishesha Shunavari Paschadrishtar.